It was surreal, but I got to tell you, I know what you're not showing here. Musk gave 7 specific examples off the top of his head of where the corruption and fraud were. I know you didn't play the clips. He was talking about a contractor that had a 3-month contract. He was paid for 20 years. He was talking about welfare benefits that were being paid to someone that was technically 150 years old. He was talking about line items in the Treasury that had no justification.
There's no he doesn't present any actual evidence.
Well, he's standing there in the Oval Office. Do you expect him to come in with 10,000 pages? And I have to be clear, to complain about this administration about transparency, when this president takes open questions on a daily basis, yet Joe Biden didn't show up for a press conference this 6 months, is insane. Well, these guys are being extremely transparent. They don't have to sit there and take the questions, but they do. It's all on the website. It's all out there.
It's not transparency to say things that have no factual background. I mean, to say we're cutting, we've found $1 billion or $1 trillion in waste with no specifics, that's just talk. That's not transparency.
It's 23 days in here, guys. 23 days. You're talking about 2.3 billion that was saved last year. These guys are saving 2.3 billion a day.
Right, but
it's incredible.
That's what they're saying. But where's the proof?
You're waiting. You're not going to be satisfied till he shows up with 10,000 pages.
But 10,000 pages. Yeah. He's giving very specific things, yes, but he's not actually giving any evidence of that.
It's all going to come because what they also said was, if we have to go to Congress, we'll go to Congress.
Right, but
we'll show where
some of the details that have come out, like the $59 million spent on luxury hotels, it's actually not.
Talking about the FEMA money that was abused for migrants. That was.
Yeah,
FEMA money for migrants, that's okay now?
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
The Democrats are losing the argument on DOGE. First, they tried to come out and say, you have no right as an American citizen to look into where the payments are going, right? That's unconstitutional. Then they come out with this new line of attack. Where's the evidence? Elon Musk is saying a whole bunch of stuff, but where's the actual proof he's actually saving all of this money? And we say, well, it's only been like a week and a half. Give him some time to put a report together, all right? You were willing to believe 200 former Secret Service agents that Hunter Biden's laptop was a complete fraud, but you're not willing to give Donald Trump and Elon Musk 2 weeks? I mean, holy crap, calm down. And now, of course, since that claim is failing, they're resulting to name calling, all right? They were really upset about hairy balls and whatnot, but Anderson Cooper here is willing to call someone big on live TV. I mean, holy crap, how far have the news media fallen? But I enjoy watching this Hindenburg go down in flames, okay? But let's watch some more of Chris Sununu put these lefties in their place. Before we get to these clips, don't forget to like and comment on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
One other thing that's happening is all the DOGE cuts are going on, and some Republican lawmakers are realizing that it affects them and their states. One of them is Katie Britt, who is speaking out against Alabama institutions that are not going to be getting NIH funding. She says that she wants a smart, targeted approach in order to save jobs in her state. We're going to start seeing a lot more of this.
And this is what I was saying in the commercial break, that why didn't they break out the whiteboard before they pulled all the funding and say, you have 4 weeks to come to us and tell us what's your most important spending, because we are going to be making cuts, which I think most Americans agree with. But instead, they just went in with the bulldozer. And that's why you're seeing all of these repercussions now, incling Republicans who are not going to.
But again, Governor, because the NIH...
They're not whiteboarding this. The NIH funds have been massively abused. Up to 50% go to overhead and administrative costs to these universities. That should be, they're saying we're going to cap that at 15%, like most other government contracts.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, I mean, and I suspect that some of your the people in the state of New Hampshire would be affected by things like this. But
a bunch of overpaid academics that have been abusing the system.
Oh, wait, hold on just a second. What I'm talking about is medical research, which is what these things fund. And I think Katie Britt is talking about this too. There's a concern that just broadly cutting is going to basically stop the creation of medical research
is worried
all
about
across the country.
A bunch of professors getting fired. What this is saying is, for the $1 million we're going to give you, 850,000 actually has to be spent on that medical research,
So
the
you're not
product,
concerned that
not
this is gonna have
50%
an
of it on
impact.
salaries.
You're not concerned that this is going to have an impact on cancer research, on medical trials?
No,
on public
theoretically,
health?
more dollars go to cancer
Like getting
research
us
and
through
less to go
another
to the
pandemic.
professors. And the overhead. and the
Theoretically, but
profit
people who
margins.
know how these things work say that's not what's going to happen.
Because
You're
it's their
right.
job. Because
because
You know, but they are
they're the
the
ones
experts,
abusing
right?
it right
the,
now.
the university system has
Yeah, they're experts at
abused the
abusing it.
American
They're
public and
experts
this
in
grant
public
system
health.
for ages.
Look, I think Gretchen's got a point here. Everybody wants cuts. Everybody knows government can be made more efficient. But the administration isn't helping itself by coming in and doing things that, I mean, if you look at Article 1 of the Constitution, it says basically you just can't come in and bulldoze entire agencies. Now, USAID was actually not a bad place to start from sort of a PR perspective in some ways, because there's a lot of inefficiency. But then you go on to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Then you go on to, many things that I think a lot of Americans would say are doing a good job. And it's not helping them to do it this
Why
way.
isn't it helping them?
It's because it's making a lot of people feel that illegal things are happening. Just get out the whiteboard. I agree with that. I think it's
I don't know.
Well, look,
I don't know.
they could
He's got
also
his highest
say-
approval ratings ever as serving as president right now. So I'm just trying to figure out why you think it's not helping.
So here we have this talking head lady, and she's saying that, yes, Americans want government efficiency, right? But we also agree with a lot of the projects going on right now because we didn't know about a lot of the waste and spending. We suspected it. We heard rumors, and every now and then we got a report about the crazy stuff going on, but we didn't know how much, okay? And now, of course, since it's coming out, we want to know a whole lot more. And we don't want to have time to go to the whiteboard and say, oh, here's all the stuff that's really important. We want to freeze. We want a pause, and we want everything looked into. And as former Governor Sununu says, yeah, there's a whole bunch of academics out there sounding the alarms because they're going to lose their jobs. They're going to lose their funding on all of their pet projects that have no value to the American people whatsoever. And by the way, we're not talking about cutting out proper research. We're talking about looking into everything to find the waste and mismanagement. And as Scott Jennings points out, it's working because Donald Trump has his highest approval ever by doing all of this stuff in the first 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, this is insane, the rapid pace at which Donald Trump is moving, and we love it. We want to see more of it. We don't want to slow it down and pause it and put it on the back burner. We want it to go full bore ahead.
But you said something that I wanted to pick up on, this part about low-income families, about elderly families, about people who are struggling to make ends meet. This whole conversation about how we have to feel some pain at first. Those families cannot afford to feel pain. They are literally one paycheck away from losing everything that they have. And some of them voted for Donald Trump so that they could find relief. And these tariffs are going to make it even harder for them to find relief. It's going to make it even harder for them to pay their bills, to make sure their children have food on their table, to make sure that they have what they need to go to school. And so what about those people that are depending on this president, whether they voted on him or not, because he has to govern for all Americans? What about those people who are not privileged enough to have to deal with price inflation like those of us around this table?
A couple of things. Number one, glad to hear some acknowledgement of the pain that was inflicted on people over the last 4 years.
No. I said the pain that these tariffs are going to cause on the American people.
But you said they're already in pain. Where'd that pain come from?
No, that pain came from Donald Trump's first
what happened in the
presidency.
intervening period?
That President Biden actually had to fix the economy on. Scott, you know that's true.
So I wanted to end on that segment there, right? Because the left is always talking about how people are in a lot of pain, and adding tariffs, etc., is only going to cause more pain. Well, what's the cause of the original pain they were in? Oh, that's right. The last 4 years of the Biden administration. But what's their defense? It was Trump. Trump was the worst ever, and Biden had to spend his entire presidency recovering from Donald Trump's tenure. Okay, when we all know that is complete and total garbage. And it's the same garbage we've heard before, right? Donald Trump was doing so good all the way back in 2016 because of all the tailwinds from the Obama economy. Yeah, there's a reason why Trump won in 2016, and there's a reason why Trump won again in 2024. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.